The definition of done is a key agreement for any team working on a product. Let's see what it is, and at the end you can get a template to create one with your team. Definition of done. Let me tell you a story. One night, Sophie was kindly cooking for Joe. Joe was very busy playing a computer game. Sophie says, "Honey, dinner is ready." Joe stops the game and goes to the living room. When he sees the table, he says, "There's nothing on the table, the food is not ready." Sophie says, "The food is cooked and we can eat it. The food is ready, please help me." Joe says that is not ready. Sophie says, "Shut up, it is ready." So who's right? Well, both, from their point of view. For Sophie, ready means that the food is cooked and can be eaten, while Joe expected to see a table with the dishes and wine so he can just sit and eat. This was a misunderstanding with difference of expectations. They clearly don't have a definition of done. The same thing can happen in your Scrum team. When a product backlog item or an increment is described as done, everyone must understand what done means. Is this cake done? Or it is now done? Or do we need to put it in a box? The definition of done is an agreement of the team made by the Scrum team describing the quality measures that every increment must meet. Only increments that meet the definition of done can be released to final users, if needed. For instance, it can be a description of steps or activities for any product backlog item that ensures that is 100% developed, tested, and ready to be part of the increment. It's a statement that no more work is left to be done on a functionality and it works without errors. The definition of done is the commitment for the increment. In other words, the developers commit to create usable increments that meet the definition of done. 99% done doesn't count. A product backlog item is 100% done or is not done. The moment a product backlog item meets the definition of done, an increment is born. If the definition of done for an increment is part of the conventions, standards, or guidelines of the development organization, all Scrum teams must follow it as a minimum. If there are multiple Scrum teams working on the same system or product release, all the Scrum teams must work together to define the definition of done. Here you can see an example of the definition of done for a software product. The code must be checked in, all unit tests must be green and with 90% code coverage. This is a template that you can use to define your definition of done. Open the definition of done template's URL in the description, print it or make a copy, meet with your team, mark or add the items that you would like to include in your definition of done, and finally, keep it visible in a wall or in a wiki page where everybody has access. Remember, it must be transparent to everyone. And finally, let me know how the definition of done for your team looks like. What will you include in your definition of done? What do you think? Have you applied or will you apply these concepts? Tell us more in the comments below. And remember to subscribe to not miss any of our new videos. Also, let me know what agile topics you would like to learn. I will be releasing new videos every week.